Hi, my name is Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation. Thank you for visiting. Hopefully you're a subscriber, and if not, become one. Join almost 23,000 subscribers now. We're doing very well. And this topic, my wife is not proud of me, is it's interesting because a lot of people think men are all tough. You know, we can handle anything, but the truth is that men are sensitive, and we're especially sensitive in the area of being protectors. It's built into us. It's in our DNA. As men, genders do have differences, and we're there to be protectors, which naturally would mean that our wife would be proud of us, dependent on us for protection. And so when she's not, it becomes really troubling. It's almost like her telling you, I don't love you, I don't have a use for you. And it's hard to hear, it's hard to feel. And so what can you do? Well, I'm going to give you the good news, bad news. They're the same. They're two sides of a coin. Because the reality is, it's not your fault, but you got married without understanding what marriage is all about. And so did your wife. And so you shouldn't even ever feel that if she knew how to be married. And if you knew how to be married, you would be doing all the right things, so she would be totally proud of you. So here's the thing to do. We at the Marriage Foundation have a very holistic and positive approach to marriage. We don't go after individual problems, because individual problems, think of them as the fruit on a tree. And if the fruit is rotten, it means there's something wrong with the tree. It doesn't mean that it's just the fruit being rotten. And what's wrong with your marriage is not your fault. It simply means you don't know how to be married. Not knowing how to be married literally causes catastrophic marriages across the board. Why do you think we have an over 50% divorce rate? It's not your fault. You had no classes. We have very few examples. Mostly we learn how to be married by watching movies and watching sitcoms and listening to stand-up comedians talk about how crappy their marriages are. So at the Marriage Foundation, because I used to be a divorce mediator 20 years ago, and I shifted because it was necessary for people to learn. So I started studying marriage from the bottom up, from scratch. And I asked, why do people get married in the first place? And they get married, you got married because you found your soulmate, you fell in love, and you wanted to be happy. And so did she. You wanted to experience unconditional love, and so did she. Well, you didn't have a plan going forward. You got married and just started living a mundane life. It isn't too late. Forget how you think she feels about you, even if she's expressed it to you. Don't talk about it. Instead, do something about it. Watch these videos. You get a lot of insights. But go further, because if your marriage is already at this place where this basic communication is starting to break down, you need more guidance. You could read one of my books. You could take the course for men. You could read the articles that we have. Those are free. But do something about the marriage as a whole. First, acknowledge, my marriage is not that good. And it hasn't just been not that good for the last hour and a half or month. It's been steadily declining in terms of bringing you happiness and bringing the love out. Isn't that so? Don't give up on this. It isn't about your wife, and it isn't about you. It's about not knowing. I use this example all the time. I used to speak at believe it or not, I used to speak at support groups for people who are getting a divorce, see if we could help save their marriages. We saved many marriages that way. And I would say to the men, different for women, I'd say to the men, hey, I'm going to give you this brand new helicopter. It's out in the parking lot. Here's the keys. who wants to go in and fly it? And, you know, I took a chance, but there were never helicopter pilots. And if you did that, if you took the keys, got in a helicopter, started it up, and somehow figured out how to start up, you would probably die before you even got off the ground. Marriage is complex. There's simple methods and processes to know, but it's a fairly complex machine. And what you don't know is definitely hurting you. Like this video, learn how to be married. Leave a like, leave a comment if you want. You could contact our counselors, go to the website, and there's a lot for you to learn, and it will all work because we brought it down to science. Now, if you're a therapist or a clergy or a marriage coach, we have good news. We're going to be starting a new course for training TMF counselors. And we invite you to let us know if you're interested in it, and we'll let you know when we're ready for pre-selling the course. But it's a very exciting step for us, and we definitely welcome all. So again, thank you. God bless you. I'm Paul Friedman, and we'll see you again. Take care.